Welcome to the Scoop with Barb. This morning, we're going to talk about the issue that came up big time in the Olympics, and that was the controversy about these supposedly male boxers. And I've talked about this topic before because we had the swimmer, Leah Thompson, I think's the name, and she was participating in women's swimming. So I want to talk about because Jillian Michaels said there's a simple solution, a DNA test. Oh my gosh, let's talk about this because I'm all about fairness and everything, but I don't think men should be able to participate in women's sports. That's my take on it, and we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned if you're interested.
Hey everyone, you're tuned in to the Scoop with Barb, bringing you the important updates and information you need to know. Let's get started.
Welcome, Betty Dan Boop. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So here's the deal. During the Olympics, I'm sure you all heard about the controversy of this Lin Yu Ting on the left is Taiwan. You agree with me, Betty? I mean, it's a hard thing because I am not anti-transgender. These people here on your screen, they're not transgender. They have some kind of thing when they were born. I think much like Brittany Griner probably has, because Brittany Griner, she plays the WNBA. She doesn't even. I mean, I think she identifies as a woman, but when they just had their baby, she and her wife had their baby, and she identified as Pops. She wanted to be called Pops. And then there was a video of her with no shirt on. Hey, Willow Blossom, with no shirt on, shooting basketballs at a pool, and very much, she does not look like a woman. People call her a man. I get tired of that, really, because I mean, she's been in the WNBA, she's been to the Olympics and everything, but there's got to be a line that's drawn, and these boxers really brought light to that. So the guy on the left, or I'm just going to call them men right now. The guy, I don't know. I don't. It's difficult to be. I don't want to be in the middle of this. I mean, I have a side. My side is no. These, if you're male, if you have male, if you have testosterone, and the males are just built differently. Not 100% every person, but this, the one on the right here, Imane Khelif, actually won a gold medal for boxing in the 2024 Olympics. Isn't that something? So, at the center of the Olympics were these two athletes. They had both failed gender identity, gender eligibility test in the past, but evidently the Olympics doesn't use the same test or something, because these athletes, they don't just practice at home and then go to the Olympics. They have contests all the time, and so they have world contests, and I don't even know what all the boxing has, but there's other worldwide contests or international contests, and they have to pass eligibility tests. And so hey, Willow, I think it's an ideology that most people don't believe in. Women shouldn't have to lose spots. Willow Blossom, yes, because these women who have spent their whole lives training and have, I mean, it takes your whole life to train to be an Olympic athlete. Unless maybe you're that shooter guy who was out there with like no posing, or he just goes out there and holds a gun up, and he won a medal, I think, just really laid back. But no, you work your tail end off. Your life revolves around your sport, and the Olympics is just the huge goal, to win the gold medal in the Olympics. So yeah, I don't. And women shouldn't have to take a back step to somebody who's coming in who doesn't pass a gender eligibility test. So anyway, both have long competed as women, but were disqualified from the 2023 Women's World Championships by the International Boxing Association, and it called it a failure to meet eligibility rules. The Olympics are defending their right. They said that, you know, questioning the validity of those unspecified tests and the fairness of their previous disqualification, which they said happened without due process. They say it's based entirely on this arbitrary decision, which was taken without any proper procedure, especially considering that these athletes have been competing in top-level competition for many years. Well, somebody needs to stop that. We need to have, for all of boxing needs to have one rule. All of swimming needs to have one rule. Because you can say NCAA sports, but that doesn't cover other countries, NCAAs, in the United States. The Olympics is for everybody. So, I just think maybe they need to have if you identify as a male, or if you have we're going to talk about the test that will figure it out, then you shouldn't be able to punch a female. It's just not fair. And then she said she had stopped that one, Carini quit after 46 seconds after she got hit in the nose, and she fell on her knees, bawling and crying and saying it hurt. I don't know that one punch from that, I'm going to again say guy, hurt her that bad, or if she just knew what was coming. She said, "I've never been hit so hard in my life." She said she had stopped fighting because of the nose pain, but also said it wasn't her place to pass judgment on whether Khelif should compete. If an athlete is this way, and in that sense it's not right, or it is right, it's not up to me to decide. And Khelif, the guy, that's accused of being a male, said, "I'm here for the gold. I fight everybody." Well, why don't you go fight the men then? I mean, you go fight the men a little bit. So, I mean, it was a big deal during the Olympics, and I know that was a few days ago news cycle, but we're covering it today because I've been wanting to talk about it again. Khelif is 25 years old, 5'10", and she has a 9-5 professional record. I'm saying she now. She made her first Olympic appearance at the Tokyo Games in 2021, where she lost in a qualifying round. The IBA said in a statement that Khelif and Lynn had failed to meet eligibility rules following a test conducted by an independent laboratory last year. So, why are they eligible? Why did they let them fight? Let me go over here. People are enraged when they are misgendered, or we don't know what their pronouns are, so wear a name tag because we're not trying to be rude or hateful, and we're not mind readers. Yeah, Betty, it's hard for me, especially for me, because of being into the LGBTQ family. But that doesn't mean that I agree with everything that goes on in, the LGBT world. Some of it really bothers me. And they're not even, this isn't even really LGBTQ. These are trans people, not trans. These are people with a different gender makeup, where she wants to say she's a woman, but she has, male DNA. Hey, Ginger. Thanks for listening, Ginger. I appreciate you being here. It's easy to do a cheek swab. Then you compete against your sex, not chosen gender. That way, everyone. Yes, Willow Blossom. That's where we're going with this. We have a video we're going to watch here. So now that we all know where we're at, what was going on with these people, this is what. Oops, there's my dog Rosie running. Yeah, I messed up with that. I meant to. Let's see. What did I do with that? How's everybody doing today? Are y'all having a fabulous Wednesday? Everybody's looking awful mighty pretty today. You know what I'm saying? I have been up doing things. I have been. Wait. I have been doing things this morning. Now my mic's falling over. Fitness guru Jillian Michaels had a lot to say about this. Hold on, let me find y'all. Here we are. I got too many tabs open. Yeah, the pronouns. And I've told y'all the story of dating someone who got misgendered. Okay, she's
I do want to
female.
ask you about, though, because
I can promise you she's female. I've been, we were in a relationship. We lived together. But we would go places and she would be misgendered and would be screamed at in bathrooms by women because she, had more of a male appearance. And it sucks to be, it sucks to be that way because she wasn't identifying as a male. She was female being a female and has female body parts. So, I gotta wait for this to come back up.
It's been 16 years
trying to watch Obama.
Since
dang it.
I
Sorry. Willow Blossom doesn't agree with pronouns, Betty, not because I'm hateful. I just don't believe in the ideology. I can't even talk today. Yeah, I think we should be able to identify. I'm gonna have to just go ahead and play this because
I do want to ask you about, though, because this was obviously a huge controversy, and I want to ask you about.
All right, let's just play this and then we'll talk. How about that? This is on the right. Here's Jillian Michaels. She's the fitness guru. She's actually a lesbian. She's married to a woman.
Though, because this was obviously a huge controversy, and it's still a huge controversy, is everything that went down at the Olympics with the boxers, the two boxers, and this is such a gray area, and we have to be careful the way we talk about this. Well,
is it a gray area?
It is.
I don't find it to be a gray area at all.
Okay.
So here's the thing. These boxers are DSD, which means they have differences in sexual development. Now, here's what that means. They're male. Okay.
Differences in sexual development. Something didn't go normal during their time in the womb.
Okay. So when they're born, they don't have male genitalia. That's the DSD component. It's also called 12-year-old penis. And the long story short is that when they hit puberty, they then begin to develop the genitalia of the male chromosome, the Y chromosome, the male body, right? Now, that said, okay, let's remove the transgender component of this because these two athletes are not transgender. They're saying that they're female. You've got two independent tests done by two labs that are separate from the International Boxing Association that found a Y chromosome. That's male, okay? So now then, why did they not contest these findings twice? A simple cheek swab will solve the problem, will answer the question. They didn't contest it. And in fact, Imane started and then withdrew the contest. They were denied being able to compete in Worlds. Now, the Olympics is like, well, I mean, the passport says female, and they've been able to compete before. So how about this?
How about you don't use what happened before because, before you could actually do things in life that you can't do now. Before we had, like, you could drive without a seatbelt legally. But I mean, just because something has happened before doesn't mean you have to keep letting it happen.
How about you do a cheek swab? Really simple. And then you can negate the entire conversation. And I get the empathy component. Women in particular love to show up and be empathetic for the underdog. And because transgender athletes are the underdog, there are significantly less of them. They have struggled quite a bit with gender dysphoria and what brought them to become.
And that's where I have a problem, is because, well, it's not fair to them that they don't get to compete in sports because they don't fit the right, body. But at the same time, it's not fair for them to take a spot of someone who is a female. And then you have the transgender people here, let me show y'all this. I have this saved on my this right here. Let's just watch this real quick.
Hey everyone! So I want to talk today about the elephant in the room that women don't like talking about, but we all think about: having a bulge. Having a bulge doesn't magically make you a man. Having a bulge
And not having a bulge doesn't exactly make you a woman. But what about this person is female? Because they have on a dress and they have their nails done and some lipstick. What is a woman? Is a woman someone who can bear children? Well, I haven't bared children, so does that mean I'm not a woman? See, you got all these weird things, but this
bulge doesn't negate your womanhood. A lot of us women still have our bits and pieces, and that's okay. So I think we really need to start changing the language and discourse around this issue, and start normalizing it.
No.
Bye, everyone. Hey.
No, we don't need to normalize it.
Transgender, I get the empathy. And if that stood alone, meaning your right to marry, your right to equal health care, all the rights that we all enjoy, you should have every one, and I will fight for you to have every single right.
Yes, that's
all
what
day
I'm
long.
saying. You get all the rights. I'm not wanting anybody to marginalize these people. I'm also not wanting this male, female that I just had on the screen to tell me that just because they have a bulge, it doesn't keep them from being a woman. Well, it does. I mean, you can identify as a woman, but that doesn't make you a woman. I can identify as a dog, but, well, I might be a dog. No, I mean, I love dogs, but you know what I'm saying. What do y'all think about that? What y'all think about the guy that I just had up there, the transgender person? That, I mean, you're not. This is not.
Hey everyone. Hey everyone. So I want to talk today about the elephant in the room that women don't like talking about, but we all think about: having a bulge.
Why is it always women's stuff that has to go backwards? You don't see trans men taking men. Exactly, Willow Blossom. And the big thing about Walls putting feminine care products in the restrooms, and they put them in I think some of the schools probably don't have the gender neutral bathrooms, but I believe they put them in the boys' bathroom. What is wrong with that? If somebody's transgender in high school and they're female to male and they start having their period, what do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? We all would have. I mean, we had those feminine care products in our bathrooms. I would think that they probably never had anything in them, or they were probably always empty. I don't know. I didn't. What I'm thinking of the word. I didn't. I was prepared. I was prepared on my own. Now, you can't say you're only woman if you have a period, but there is a DNA test. I never experienced transgender in school because, I mean, we're old, Betty Damn Boop. And if somebody was transgender, we didn't know them. Maybe in California.
Having a bulge doesn't magically make you a man.
Well, having a bulge doesn't necessarily make you a woman either. So I'm just saying.
Go to war over your ability to be equal. However, when your personal choices affect the freedoms of another, now you've got to apply that empathy equally to both parties, be realistic about what the data says, and show up to the table to discuss it. So these athletes are men. They're not transgender. And the fact that everybody is fighting for the fact that they're women, does that then mean you would find it outrageous if they weren't?
Yeah.
Because it's like, no. Nothing to see here. These are biological females. Are you implying then that you're fighting for this position so aggressively because if they weren't biological females, it would be outrageously unsafe and unfair? This is the stuff on the left that I'm like, you guys got to stop. You got to stop. You got to stop. The earth is not flat, and XY chromosome not the same as XX chromosome. Stop it. Stop.
Yes, so I totally agree with everything she just said, and that's what that's where I'm at with this whole thing. Is let me stop sharing that. Is that you can fight for the rights of everyone without taking away the rights of another. Hold on. There is there are things that we can try to be equal on, but when it comes to changing your gender, change your gender. You can change your gender. You can identify as who you want to. You can get jobs with your as being transgender, or if you're like these people who were born with X and Y chromosomes, but they have female genitalia. That's true, Betty Damboot. Women have double mastectomies for health reasons, and that doesn't make them a man. You'd have to be able to define. You can define male and female with DNA tests, and because we have that, there shouldn't even be anything. And like Willow Blossom said, you can go compete in your sport that you identify with. No, go with the sport that your DNA says you are. So it says you're a male. Go box other males. Boxing is by weight, so you'll be in the this one would have been like I guess featherweight or something. I don't know what it would be. I don't watch boxing. Yes, Willow, equal rights is not extra rights. And hey, Navigator, and people would get mad, but in the past because gay people wanted the same rights, like the right to marry. Well, why not? I want the right to marry. Who's it hurting if I marry another woman? It's very common now, but there are people in the political realm who want to take that right away. And that could happen. And I'll fight it tooth and nail, even though I'm not married or looking to be married. I mean, that's not if I get married to another woman, that doesn't take anybody's rights away unless I had a line of guys out here wanting to marry me. It doesn't take away anybody's right. But playing in competing in the Olympics against a man, a female against a male, especially in boxing. I mean, it's one thing to go to a shooting range, and that doesn't really take muscles and, but a sport like in almost all the sports, male's going to have the advantage. So, I mean, you got to just do what's right. Oh, and now, this boxer, and I don't know if y'all heard about this. J.K. Rowling, and Elon Musk are actually getting sued by this Khelif person. I know I'm not saying that right, but you know what I'm saying. J.K. Rowling falls silent as she could be prosecuted in Imane Khelif lawsuit. Let me see what this says. Trump's talking about it.
He hit her with, it is true though, certain phrases get amazing response, like, I will keep men out of women's sports. Now you find out I'm right. I used to use the barbells. I thought, now all you have to do is look at the boxers. This young girl from Italy, a champion boxer, she got hit so hard she didn't know what the hell hit her. It's a person that transitioned. He was a good male boxer. Yeah. He was a good male boxer.
Well, he didn't transition, y'all. That's why they're saying that Trump's spreading lies, because these two boxers that I showed at the beginning, they didn't transition. They were born and are as they were born. And then you got, well, God doesn't make mistakes. So, because I'm always like, people make fun of how people look or how they talk. And I'm like, you're a Christian, right? Why are you making fun of how I talk or what I look like when God made me, right? So that always irritates me when Christians especially want to put people down by their God-given, your mannerisms, everything about you, your body was made by God.
And she didn't even go down. He hit her with 2 jabs and she said, I'm out.
Yeah.
It is true though, certain phrases get.
Willow Blossom, I spent years hanging with gays and guys who call themselves female names. No problem. They didn't force anyone to say they were women. Yeah, and I have several male to female friends. I'm sorry, female to male friends. I don't see them. We're Facebook friends, and I haven't seen them in several years since I moved, but they don't go around saying you should do this for us. They're just living their life like we are, And if they want to identify as a male when they're already being just like the woman that I told y'all I dated, there are a lot of people in this world who, maybe they have this trait. There's several in the womb things that happen that I don't know all that scientific stuff. Jillian Michaels was just speaking of that, but you just we're going to have to go by a set standard, in my opinion. Oh, Khelif claimed gold in the women's welterweight, and Lynn won gold in the women's flyweight. So they both won gold. But yeah, here's there has been a lawsuit filed, and it's against Rowling and Elon Musk. Let me see if there's a video. In another post, Rowling Rowling made comments about transgender people for a number of years. She slammed this Khelif's inclusion in the Olympics and referred to her as a man. Then explain why you're okay with a man beating a woman in public for your entertainment. This isn't sport. From the bullying, cheat, and red all the way up to organizers who allowed this to happen. This is men reveling in their power over women. Well, I don't know how you can sue somebody for free speech. In another post, Rowling directed criticism at a video clip showing Kirsty Burrows, head of the Safe Sport unit of the IOC, speaking about how the organization was offering the most comprehensive package of mental health and safeguarding initiatives ever at a sporting event. A young female boxer had just had everything she's worked and trained for snatched away because you allowed a male to get in the ring with her, Rowling responded. You're a disgrace. Your safeguarding is a joke, and Paris 24 will forever be tarnished by the brutal injustice done to Carini. And then Rowling also shared a photo of Carini crying. Could anyone picture Could any picture sum up our new men's rights movement better? The smirk of a male who's known he's protected by a misogynist sport, enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head, and whose life ambition he just shattered. So she's been silenced. Rowling has been silenced since August 7th when that came out, that she was getting sued. And, on August 13th, Variety reported that Rowling, former President Donald Trump, and billionaire ex-owner Elon Musk were mentioned in Khelif's lawsuit for having made or shared comments regarding her gender. Now, that's her First Amendment right to say what you say. And she has been identified as a male before and has been disqualified from participating before. So it's not black and white. Newsweek has contacted a representative of Rowling via email for comment. While the outcome of the lawsuit remains to be seen, France this year set a precedent with the country's largest cyberbullying case, which concluded with 28 people being jailed. Oh, I don't know why I'm reading that. Dubbed the Queen of Influencers. Yeah, so you've got them now suing because they misgendered her on on a platform on the internet. I don't know. My son's seriously autistic. He loves planes. I don't expect people to let him crash a plane in order not to hurt his feelings. You can't get your way in life on every single thing. Exactly, Willow Blossom. Thank you so much for that. Yes. Life can be really unfair. You can be born, you can want to be the best basketball player in the world and be born too short, or be born short for, to be male, but not be strong enough and to play with the men. And you can be, hell, I played basketball and I was disappointed that I didn't get to play a lot because I wasn't very good, I guess. And I'm short. But I didn't throw, not going to throw a fit. In my lifetime, Title IX wasn't even in Arkansas, which is for women to have equal ability to have sports. Like, I don't know the exact terms for it. But I actually knew someone, well, I know their family, of a girl who got Title IX passed in Arkansas. We played, some of y'all don't probably watch sports, but basketball is 5-on-5. Well, before we got Title IX in Arkansas, we played 6-on-6. And in order to be able to play in college, these women needed to be able to play the same way. And so that's why they changed Title IX to agree with, like the federal thing. And so we're all in the United States on a fair level playing ground, so that some kid who played high school basketball could walk into college basketball and have the same playing, the same playing field. It would be like if they changed the rules just willy-nilly, or, you just couldn't, you got to be on the same page. It's like international basketball has some different rules than U.S. basketball. And so the women who play, even the WNBA women, have different rules when they go play basketball in the Olympics. Yeah, Willow Blossom's right on target. That would be an extra right to let somebody go crash a plane so that you could appease him, make him happy. You can't, then you would say, well, I need money, so I'm just going to go rob a bank. And it's fair because I needed the money. Like, I need money, so I'm going to go rob a bank. And that's okay. You should be able to rob a bank if you're, it's not that simple, but it is. And I think we should protect women. I think that we should protect these young women. You got thousands of little girls right now who are enamored with Caitlin Clark, playing in the WNBA. I saw a game last night. It was not the Indiana Fever. It was sold out in Boston. They had like this third, I think they were going to have the third highest attendance this season. And it was like without Caitlin Clark, because most of the big games are sold. Anyway, there was somebody in the stands. I saw a little girl with Indiana, or no, she had on an Iowa 22, because people are coming out for this sport right now. But you put 3 or 4, you bring in some transgender men into the sport, it's going to change the fate. It would ruin it. It would ruin it. There are some players in the WNBA who kind of seem like they could be, have some of the male biology going on. I don't know. But there are some others besides Brittany Griner. And I'm not trying to upset the cart. We can go forward with the DNA swab, whatever your gender is according to your DNA. If you want to play with women, it's just that simple. It's just that simple, really. So let's keep women safe in sports. Let's let little girls who are looking forward to growing up and being in sports not have to worry about other people. And let's just nip it in the bud now, like now. What do y'all think? If you're with me, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I love having people in here to talk to. Most of this time I'm sitting in my chair talking to myself about these things. And I love to have an audience. So I appreciate y'all coming in. Thank you. And if y'all have anything you want to talk about this, holler real quick. I think there's a few of y'all still here. But yeah, if you would please hit the like button. It helps me to get more people into the channel. And also, if you want more current event topics and things that I like to cover, thanks, Betty Dan Boop, that I like to cover, you never know what I'm going to come up with. Every day is going to be a new topic. Oh, we might talk about this again tomorrow. I don't know. But it's not going to be boring, right? Let's do a DNA test. Every athlete, DNA test. Start the day they get in, I don't know, college, I don't know, high school. And let's protect women who have fought. We had to fight for the right to vote. We had to fight for, equal pay. We're still fighting for equal pay for the same job. I could go on a rant, all the equal rights and stuff. And we don't need to start going back. We need to go forward. And that doesn't mean, forward doesn't always mean let everything just change. It means some of the stuff needs to stop, in my opinion. And yes, I'm liberal. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to go back. I want to stay forward. And that means let's stop this. Y'all have an awesome day. And come back tomorrow and see what I got to cover. And thanks for being here. I appreciate my mods. And I appreciate, if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching all the way to this point. Yay for you. I appreciate you for being here. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.